So hello, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are with Vincent, the very, very talented abstract artist that's exhibiting for us. Thank you very much, Vincent. And you're going to tell a fantastic story about these three canvases, aren't you?
I am Sam. Okay, these particular canvases came about by reading a book by Ernst Berendt, who wrote Sounds of the Cosmos, Nada Brahma, and he was a scientist musician who was interested in mysticism and Eastern and Oriental philosophies, and he just kind of pulled it all together. And one of his kind of ideas was based on the fact that when planets are birthed into the outer space, they start to move and they oscillate and rotate, and as they rotate they're producing a note, and that note starts to kind of join with other notes from other planets, and so you've got this kind of symphony in outer space. And this, you know, whether it's a romantic idea or some kind of evidence scientifically based theorem, it just kind of got my imagination going. So I then started painting a series called Harmony of the Spheres, and I used as a main motif the simple tuning fork. On each one it's got a slightly different configuration. So we've got the tuning fork as the basic kind of thing that holds the structure together. And then I got the idea of like a uterus, as if the planets were being birthed out the centre of the tuning fork, which is like a uterus, being birthed out into the cosmos. And you've got the fire of new life, and they start to move and start to vibrate, and as they vibrate they produce the sound. And so I did probably about 24 studies, you know, small A4, black and white. I worked a lot from thumbnails in my sketch pad, working with different configurations, and then I eventually settled with these three panels to form the triptych. And what I'm really interested in is the colour itself. Each, you know, the colour combinations also carry a vibration and frequency, and by exploring different combinations of colour and shape and tone, it just became something that started to take on its own life. And often, many artists will tell you this, you know, once you get your ego out of the way and the painting starts talking back to you, it takes on a whole new life, and you're no longer really controlling what's happening with the imagery. It starts to present itself, and there's a kind of dialogue between the painting and the artist, and that's what happened with these. And then once I start painting, I'm looking at, you know, the geometry and how different shapes kind of work together, and you'll see the kind of continuity of the small